from the southeastern coast of the Commonwealth of Virginia. We say hello as day 2 of the MEAC tournament rolls along here. Tonight we'll see Howard University take on Morgan State, and after this, Delaware State and North Carolina Central. Half of the semifinal is set. We'll figure out the rest of it tonight as Morgan State will try to take down number 4 seeded Howard Bison. Look at the bracket here. Norfolk State took down Maryland Eastern 477-70 last night in game 1. Second game, South Carolina State prevailed after a scrappy comeback against number 7 Coppin State. With Coach Cy Alexander, I'm Jonathan Duran saying hello here, courtside here from Scope Arena, a beautiful gym in downtown Norfolk, Virginia, and I am excited for another game of MEAC basketball here in the tournament.
I tell you what, Jonathan, it's going to be an exciting game tonight as it relates to Morgan. They're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Inconsistent on offense sometimes, inconsistent on defense. When they get it going, they're one of the better teams offensively in the MEAC. They're averaging right at 80 points a game, shooting over 48% from the field. Defensively, and this is coming directly from Coach Kevin Broadus, they need to really work very hard to be a better defensive team.
I'll tell you what, these are two teams that are kind of inversely proportional from the top seeds yesterday. We saw Norfolk State kind of stumbled into the postseason. South Carolina State has now won 10 in a row, and now you have Howard, who's lost 4 in a row. Morgan State lost their last game. What's it going to take for them to try to get right here in game 1 of the tournament? I
tell you what, Howard has the player of the year and the rookie of the year all in one. Blake Harper, a 6'8" freshman phenom. He can score at all levels. But what he's going to need is his supporting cast to come through and make perimeter shots. Howard lives by the 3. If they're making threes, they can beat you. If they're missing threes, well, who knows? But Dockery is a big part of that supporting cast. Hopefully he can come through the night.
Coach, you've been a part of this tournament quite a few times. What does it take to win here in the opening round?
Well, you've got to play through the jitters. Early on, you'll see that both teams have a few jitters, but if you can make shots and get going and find your flow, find your confidence, that's the key thing, getting out of the way as far as the first round is concerned.
Well, let's talk about somebody who has no issues with confidence whatsoever. From Morgan State, first team All-MEAC selection, Cameron Hobbs.
Tell you what, he's shooting 45% from the field, 35% from the three-point line, 84% from the free throw line, averaging 16 points. He can really get it going. He's the guy that will have the ball in his hands 90% of the time for the Morgan offense.
And on the opposite side for the Bison, a history maker, MEAC Rookie of the Year and MEAC Player of the Year, the first time that has ever happened in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, and that's Blake Harper.
That tells you a lot about what the media, the coaches, and everybody in the MEAC thinks about Blake Harper. He's a scoring sensation. He can score inside, outside. He's 6'8", puts the ball on the deck like a guard. Excellent free throw shooter. I'm really looking forward to watching him play tonight.
You see him. He just stood up there in the middle of your screen wearing that number 7. Checking in and representing his hometown of Washington within the District of Columbia. Both of our players to watch, presented to you by Wells Fargo. A lot of DC flavor tonight, Coach. Got Kenneth Blakeney, Kevin Brodas, both of them from the DSC area.
Kevin Brodas and I are very, very close. Kevin has worked at about 6 different schools: Maryland, Georgetown, Morgan, UDC, American, and has never had to move. How about that?
It's not too bad. And they're in the right place. Hey, listen, Ben's Chili Bowl, if you're listening right now, I'm on the way. Let me get a half smoke with some mumbo sauce. Ready to go here. Game number 7 of the tournament. Game 3 of the men's bracket, day 2. As Howard wins the opening tip, and they're being pressured hard already by Morgan State. Shockley Okeke in the corner, connects, and this is what Howard likes to do.
They are 3-point, like the Boston Celtics. They're going to live and die by the 3-point shot. Okeke
Kenneth Blakeney for a long time has built very tall, rangy teams that can shoot, but at the bottom of your screen you see the starting five for Brodus's Morgan State squad as Akatobi is able to roll that one inside. Starting lineup brought to you by Wells Fargo.
Nice little soft left-handed jump hook by Akatobi.
Bison work around the perimeter. Shockley Okeke opened the scoring for the Bison. You see him among his compatriots at the bottom of the screen. And their lineup also brought to you by Wells Fargo.
If OKK can get it going, that's a big plus to give the Bison a third scorer on the offensive end.
Will Thomas on the floor. A nice cutting pass inside. Hobbs unable to finish. He fights for the board to go out of bounds for Howard. But how about this for Morgan State? Cameron Hobbs, yes, he was our Wells Fargo player to watch, but he and Will Thomas together, trouble.
Well, Morgan has 4 players averaging in double figures. You're talking about Winston Tabbs, Will Thomas, and Amari Simpkins.
Howard will do their best to try to figure out how to combat that. Ayodele Taiwo is driving on the baseline. Bottled up there by Akatobi. Continues to drive.
He was determined he was going to get a shot that time.
I was waiting to see what the whistle was. It looked like he dragged the foot.
Right. He might have gotten away with something. Like the official said, man, you want that shot so bad. Look at here. He might have traveled right there. You don't see the footwork right there, but he might have dragged that pivot foot.
As it ends up, it will be a foul against Daniel Akatobi, a member of the MEAC all-defensive team. And here's Ayodele Taiwo, the 6'9" redshirt junior from Lagos, Nigeria. He's able to make the first. He's a product of the NBA Africa Academy.
And he's done an excellent job for the Bison. He's shooting right at 56% from the field. That's excellent free throw form for Taiwo.
So the Bison holding on to a 5-2 lead. Coach Coach Blakeney on the sideline, pushing his team along. Akatobi working against his opposite number inside. Aaron Oliver inside the arc. Jumper rolls off the iron.
That was a nice rebound that time. A two-handed rebound by Taiwo. Bisons are looking to run, getting the ball to their super sensational freshman, Blake Harper.
Took the contact there, and he's going to head to the line.
They will play off of a lot of high ball screens in the center court to give Harper an opportunity to work the mid-range game. He's excellent at drawing fouls.
Blake Harper shoots 82% even through the regular season, and he has had a lot of practice.
Been to the line 255 times.
255 times. He's made 209, make it 210. He is second in all of NCAA.
Right. He's a prize product for the Bison to have. And he's gone through some personal issues with his mom passing, but Coach Kenneth Blakeney is really happy to have him in his program.
Akatobi can't hit the jumper. Blake Harper coming out of Gonzaga Early College within Washington, D.C., a very vaunted program, along with DeMatha Catholic inside.
It was a great move by Gill. He just didn't finish the play. Nice little spin, dribble. Just missed the shot.
Jumper good inside the arc from Rob Lawson, also from the D.C. area, from Capitol Heights through the National Christian Academy.
As you stated, a lot of D.C. flavor in this game tonight.
Jaron Johnson puts that one down for Howard. It's a team that has been put together through the transfer portal for Howard. Same with Morgan. But for Howard, bringing in players from all across the country. Johnson just made that three, came out of Dartmouth.
And you'll see a lot of Ivy League players because of Coach Blakeney's background.
Akatobi inside, able to spin through, draws the foul on the floor. One more note for the Bison. We might see him later today. Joshua Strong, transferred from Minnesota Duluth, currently working on his law degree.
Right. I think he might have gotten injured in the last ball game. Whether we'll see him today or not, I'm not quite sure. But he's a big plus for them. He shoots the ball very well.
The right now, a big plus for Morgan State heading to the line. Daniel Akatobi, also a DMV product out of Fairfax. Makes the first of 2 free throws to Falls Church High School. Averaged modest numbers, 9 points, 7.5 boards this year.
And the most important thing for Coach Brodus is those 7.5 boards for Akatobi. And he's shooting right at 69% from the free throw line.
Daniel Akatobi, the numbers as high as they are. 37th in the nation in double-doubles. He collected 10 this year.
And you see right now, the Bears have switched to a 2-3 matchup zone.
Shockley Okeke, wild pass, too tall for Blake Harper, and that's a little hard to do.
I bet you that ball was really, really high. And that was a great defensive switch that time to change the tempo offensively against Howard by Coach Kevin Brodus. Howard showing some full court pressure.
Yeah, reaching in there, Jaron Johnson wearing that mask, protecting his face.
And Howard has been just crippled by injuries all season. You're talking about Harris not playing this year, Dom Campbell, guys that would really be major contributors have been out most of the season.
Hobbs almost crossed himself, able to hold on to the rock. Takes it to the window. Floater left it short. Rebound pulled down by Blake Harper. He's going to push the tempo. Trying to go coast to coast by himself. Stumbles through. And he's going to walk to the line. And this is an example of how he has got to the line, as you mentioned, 255 times in the regular season.
Going to a place that he's very familiar with. He knows how to get to his strong hand. Here you go right here. Gets him on his shoulder. Takes that step. And he's really worked on his body over the last year as a freshman. He looks like a upper major Division I college basketball player.
You have to feel for Matar Wade there, who was called for the foul. He took the first contact, and he backed up, and he got to himself to a spot, and then Blake Harper just charged into him again.
Bumped him again. Smart offensive basketball player.
Able to make both here. He's 4 for 4 to start the game. And Harper's going to check out. Back in Anwar Gill, and Miles Stewart's in for the first time for the Bison.
And Anwar Gill does a good job. Very strong guard. He can play the lead guard or the off guard. And his assignment tonight is to defend Cameron Hobbs.
12-6 lead for the Bison. Trying to punch a ticket to Friday. But lobbed pass inside. They were looking for Trent Edwards. They give it up. Marcus Dockery driving to the baseline. Soft touch on the floater.
Again, Howard is a very good offensive team. They got a bunch of lefties on their team, too.
Morgan State trying to answer. Can't do it through the hands of Will Thomas. And now Howard is on the hunt here. They're going to try to put the pressure on. Dockery spins his way through, and that's swatted through the air by Matar Wade.
Up and down. Pace and space basketball right now.
Block extended. Here's Will Thomas. Cross court to Edwards. Lawson from the point. Gets to the paint. Opens him up. The tap missed inside by Edwards, but he's able to follow up and push it in.
Nice offensive rebound that time by the Bears. Again, the Bears are in this wide 2-3 matchup defensive.
Tough defense there from Hobbs. Is able to poke the ball out of bounds, but the Bison sprinting along here, shooting 50% from the floor, 2 for 2 from downtown. They lead by 6 in the early stages. Bison rolling along here early stages. They lead Morgan State 14-8. On the left side of your screen, a look at the past few seasons for the Bison. Back-to-back MEAC tournament champions, trying to become the next team to three-peat after North Carolina Central did it from 2017 to 2019. And one of the best three-point shooting teams in the nation. 34th they rank, 37.2% from downtown, and they're 2 for 2 tonight.
They live and die by the three-point shot, Jonathan. And in talking to Coach Blakeney this week, he said the three keys that they needed to do against Morgan was, one, have good transition defense, protect the paint, and get quality possessions on offense. What a nice move that last time, I think, by Anwar Gill.
Anwar Gill able to record career points number 1,002 and 1,003 in a long career. 3 years at LaSalle as an explorer, now playing as a senior with Howard.
That was a nice move in there to Trent Edwards. Nice little mid-range baseline jump shot.
Blake Harris trying to
open. Oh, whoa, what a circus shot.
Able to knock it off the window. Good gracious. Searching for the contact, didn't get the whistle, but able to finish no matter what.
Nice angle. Trent's going hard to his left.
Trent Edwards sends it back out for Hobbs. Hard-nosed defense, but Hobbs pulls. It goes off the heel. It's rebounded by Akatobi, and he gets fouled on the floor. He got tied up with Miles Stewart.
And again tonight, the #1 objective for Gill is to defend Cameron Hobbs. You're not going to stop him from shooting. You just want to make it difficult. Here he is right here. Here is Blake Harper. Nice little turn. Spin all in the air and kiss it right off the glass.
He was able to knock that down off of a reverse pivot.
Yeah.
Working his way over his left shoulder, jumps and shoots over his right shoulder.
Tough angle.
Morgan State with 20 seconds after the foul called. Goder in the paint, good from Titan Newton, hailing from the Circle City of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Morgan is very active in the 2-3 defense. Howard's really moving the ball.
And the Bison okay to work around the perimeter as they draw this foul here from Edwards.
And I know that's not a foul that Coach Brodus would like, but giving encouragement from the sideline.
Team foul number 4 for Morgan State. Howard saddled with 2 so far. Johnson drops the pivot foot and drags it.
Yeah. Got away almost. Referees caught him.
Both teams have made 5 field goals to start this one. Morgan State 5 of 13. Howard 5 of 8 with those 2 3-pointers as well. Simpkins double clutches, misses it, rebounded by Johnson, and he'll push the floor. Outlet goes to Dockery. Catch and release, and he's fouled beyond the arc. 3 shots on the way for Marcus Dockery.
And that is a foul again. We've had 2 fouls now in a row by the Bears that I'm sure Coach Brodus would like to get back. In talking about what he said his keys were, there you see right there, the instant replay. He said guard the 3-point line. He didn't say foul on the 3-point line. And limit their turnovers, play hard, play smart, play together for 40 minutes. You've got to contain Howard. You've got to contest and be under control when you come out to defend the 3-point shot, because they're definitely going to take a high-quality number.
Uncharacteristic at the free throw line. Marcus Dockery shoots it at 83%, has missed the first 2.
Very uncharacteristic.
Makes that one. So just 1 of 3 from the line. Bison still lead by 7. Oregon State trying to get themselves back into the scoring column. 3 from Simpkins. Splashes out. Amari Simpkins. Confident stroke there. Just his 9th tray of the year.
Shooting right around 38. Oh, tough rebound that time by Gill. Stayed after it.
Oregon State will push quickly. Up the floor, Akatobi fouled.
What a perfectly executed transition offense that time. The ball never touched the floor. 3 passes into a layup. That's talk. We call that rim running by the big guy. As you see the replay on Anwar Gill. But excellent running the floor by Akatobi for the Bears of Morgan. That was an excellent rim run.
So Daniel Akatobi will head to the line. In there already. Shoots about 70% this year. He's now 3 for 3.
He's having a good game so far. He's been very, very active. Playing a lot of confidence.
Second free throw on the way now for Akatobi. He is now 4 for 4 from the line. So the Bears of Morgan State, 4 for 4 as a team, all coming from Akatobi at the charity stripe. We'll try to use that as a way to keep up with how Howard has been.
You see Morgan sticking with the 2-3 zone to try to take away the 3-point shots.
Johnson dribbling through 2. Dockery, NBA range. Missed it a little bit too strong. Rebound collected by Howard, diving after it on the floor. As Ayodele Taiwo will go out of bounds. That's touched by Morgan State. A lot of high effort plays here early on.
Great hustle by Taiwo. First to the floor, first to the ball. Young man right here, you see, look at that. That's championship effort right there.
Inbound goes to Blake Harper in the low post, quickly double teamed. And he throws the ball away. Simpkins with it, leads the charge. A lot of contact, no whistle. They'll call a foul on the rebound attempt, and I think it's going to go against Akatobi.
Yeah, he was over his back that time.
So Akatobi gets his second. The Morgan State bench is going to be looking for answers here as we head to this next break. And they're right now holding back Coach Brodus. Not happy. Morgan State down by 4. Morgan State entering the 25 MEAC Basketball Championship Tournament as the number 5 seed. A look at what they've done in the past. Back-to-back league champions in 2009 and in 2010. Punched their tickets to the big dance. Before that, they had to wait all the way since 1977.
I tell you what, I was a part of those early Howard Morgan contests when I was an assistant at Howard University. You talking about the BW Parkway rivalry. There was some awesome games in the Bird Gymnasium and in Hill Center at Morgan.
You also saw on that graphic at the bottom, Morgan State 80.4 points per game. They lead the MEAC in that category. They have no problem filling it up. Shockley Okeke missed that one. He hit the first 3 to start this game.
And that's what I was talking about in the opening, that Coach Brodus knows his team can score. He's just concerned about their inability to really get after it on the defensive end. What a great block that time. Nice outlet.
And here comes Blake Harper up the floor. Oh, what a defensive move coming back up the floor for Kieran Oliver. Able to move through like a shark and knife that one away.
Great transition defense. Because I thought for sure he was going to hit right there. That's the block, which led to the offensive transition. Here we go. You would think that Harper was going to be able to utilize his body and create a foul situation.
Credit Taiwo with the block on the opposite side. That started that fast break. Taiwo with the ball now with the point. Into the middle of the defense. Shot missed in the paint. A foul inside that's going to go against Anwar Gill. Call for reaching over.
And that last defensive possession, Morgan came out in the man-to-man. Nice switch out of the timeout by Coach Brodus.
So Trent Edwards will take a seat. Will Thomas back in. Now Morgan State running quickly against the press. Goder missed off the left side. And another whistle on the rebound attempt. It's getting real physical in this game, Coach.
Yes, and the officials going to have to, get control of the game. We all know how important it is. Here we go right here. Here's Simpkins. Survive and advance is what tournament play is all about.
Foul was charged to Cameron Shockley Okeke. He got his first. Number 5 for the Bison. Simpkins able to bully his way into the paint.
That was bully basketball right there that time. Simpkins is off to an excellent start offensively for the Bears.
Shockley Okeke double teamed, he lost it. A run out now for the Bears. It's Rob Lawson. Gets stumbled up and he tried for the NBA continuation. Marcus Dockery is going to be called for the foul here. Running up the floor, trying to stop the fast break.
And Dockery is playing through a left shoulder injury. You'll see he's got a black patch on his shoulder, and I'm sure this bump right here didn't help it.
So now these teams are even in the foul department, both with 6. The next one will send their opponents into the line for the single bonus. Maury Simpkins on the run. And one horseshoes out to the left. Out of bounds. It'll be Morgan State ball.
He went up as if he was going to shoot it from the right side, hung in the air and brought it back to his left hand. Looked like Michael Jordan a little bit that time. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Don't get it twisted.
Cameron Hobbs working against Dockery. Fade away out of the double team. Cash.
Young man is an offensive dynamite.
Marcus Dockery to respond. Rattles out. Loose ball picked up by Morgan State. Simpkins behind the back. Going to the paint on the Euro step. Oh, coast to coast. Cut that man a highlight.
Don't be so mean, young fella. Up and down action here in the first round between the Bisons and the Bears.
Shockley Okeke. That one pops out. Tie game, rather no, a lead now for Morgan State. Lawson pushing the tempo out to the corner. Oh, that would have been a huge one for Morgan State if it went from Kieran Oliver.
Yeah, the crowd would have erupted. And Simpson gave that foul that time because he was tired. He asked to come out, and the only way to stop the action was to grab him just so he'd get a chance to sit down on the bench. Because I saw him notice to his coach. Here we go, right here. Tough move right there.
And if anything is going to earn you a breather,
that
it'll be something like that. Yeah. Anwar Gill at the line to shoot 1 and a bonus. As I mentioned, just recently eclipsed the 1,000 point mark in his career, transferred from LaSalle, playing his first year here at the Mecca. Makes the front end, earns the extra. Shoots about 68% from the stripe.
And Morgan has really upped the tempo and actually took the lead around the midway mark of the first half. Really taking it to Howard right now, both offensively and defensively.
That brings the Bison back to level. Howard hasn't scored a field goal in the last 3 minutes. Lawson, quick release. Rebound tapped out, it goes to Gill.
Action is fast and furious right now, Jonathan. Oh, what a screen.
Around a big screen, but an illegal one that's set by Calvin Robbins Jr. Unsure if he flared his elbows or what. You can see he moves in.
He moves into the screen, trying to get his superstar, sensational freshman open, but he actually gave him illegal. He's got a heck of a body, too.
So now here's Morgan State, Titan Newton. Bears trying to pull back in front.
A nice cross screen down the baseline.
That's Will Thomas, fadeaway baseline jumper, missed it short. And then stepping out of bounds was Morgan State, Trent Edwards.
Morgan is playing up-tempo in everything that they're doing. They're doing it hard. They're making hard cuts. And again, as I stated in the pregame, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Which Morgan team are you going to get? Right now, you're getting the Morgan team that does not want to go home.
Morgan State lost their last game. Howard has lost their last 4. So both of these teams trying to figure out a way to get their winning ways back together. They both finished at 7-7 in the league, and that put them at 4th and 5th, respectively. Anwar Gill takes a lot of contact, and he's going to walk to the line.
And Gill is doing a good job of putting the ball on the deck and creating the contact.
So Anwar Gill, 2 for 2 from the line. The Bison have been to the line 11 times so far here in this first half. They're 9 for 11. Morgan State has just offered up 4 free throws, and they've all come from Daniel Akatobi.
Yes, but I'm not surprised at the number of times HU has gone to the free throw line, because one, you got Blake Harper, who knows how to create foul situations, and Anwar Gill is doing a great job of that tonight. Normally you see Dockery and Okeke, basically playing around the perimeter, taking 3-point shots.
That free throw was missed. They made 3 of their last 4. Hobbs almost loses this one in the backcourt after the high bounce pass. Hobbs, tough shot at the free throw line. That's just not gonna stop him.
He's an offensive machine, is Cameron Hobbs.
Anwar Gill to Harper. Gill made 1 of his last 2 free throws. That's all the scoring that has been for Howard in these last few stages. Haven't made a field goal now in 4 minutes. Harper can't end the drought. He'll try it again.
Oh, great pass.
Wide open Anwar Gill, and that is erased. Try one more time. Robbins takes a lot of contact, and he's going to go to the line.
What an excellent baseline bounce pass that Harper gave to, I think it was Dockery in the corner. And but give a lot of credit. Here it is right here. No, it was actually to Gill, but the Bears recovered really well. Nice little pocket pass from Dockery.
And that last passage of play earned a standing ovation from the Howard bench, as Robbins makes the first of 2. A product of Kenwood Academy out of the Windy City of Chicago, Illinois.
Your homeboy.
It's about 2.5 hours north of me.
Still your home, in the range.
In my range, from my homeland. Making the land of Lincoln proud. Able to make both free throws.
Nice looking form that time by Robbins at the free throw line.
So Howard with a 1-point lead.
And Howard has now come out of the man and gone to a little 2-3 matchup. Good rebound by Robbins.
Gill will push it up the floor. Working against Simpkins. Has his pocket picked and will stay with Howard. 7:48 remaining here in this first half. We've got a good one to start things off. It's the MEAC, baby. Where else would you want to be but here with us?
A nice 4-5 confrontation.
A look at the Howard bench as they get ready to come back out to the floor. They lead Morgan State by 1. They've been pushed a lot tonight and all year long by that man in your screen, Blake Harper, MEAC Rookie of the Year and Player of the Year, averaging 19 points a game, shooting 40% from the perimeter.
I tell you what, he is a fun to watch kind of player. He's very unselfish, knows how to attack off the dribble, 3-level scorer, can score from the 3-point line, from mid-range, and around the hoop.
Marcus Dockery with the fade away. The drought continues from the floor for the Bison.
But they're still leading.
Getting it all done from the free throw line.
Oh, Dockery's doing an excellent job trying to deny Hobbs the ball.
Right side, Martin. Now here's Hobbs, and he'll do something with it with under 10. Oh, the electric step back blocked away by Gill. Fast break opportunity for Howard. Johnson drops it off. Howard able to finally end the drought. Blake Harper takes the contact and floats it off the glass.
What a great transition offense that time. A great fast break. But it all was keyed with the defense by Anwar Gill on Hobbs.
And then Ayodele Taiwo able to stand
Is the
strong
block.
and get another block.
Right here is the transition offense. The trail man. Bingo.
So the Bison finally in their drought. And a jump ball is called on the floor. Tied up. Possession arrow is going to stay with Morgan State.
Both teams really are trying to get it done defensively because both coaches have questioned their team's defensive effort all year. They know they can score the basketball. Can they defend?
Hobbs, tough shot inside. Follows his own shot and puts it back in. Cameron Hobbs averages about 4 boards a game to go along with the 16 points.
Great effort that time by Hobbs.
So Morgan State, they had hit 4 in a row at one point. Went cold. Finally got another one to drop. Everybody's diving after it on the floor. Hobbs is in there between 2 Bison players. I think it's another jump ball, and I believe that will stay with Howard.
This is what March Madness, Jonathan, is all about. Playing like there is no tomorrow, because as far as the game of basketball is concerned, there is no tomorrow as it relates to getting to the NCAA tournament if you're not playing and victorious on Saturday afternoon.
Since you brought up my home state of Illinois, a quick little fun fact for you. The Illinois High School Association holds a trademark for America's original March Madness. They coined the term first, and then the NCAA took it, and they said, well, what about us? And they have trademarked America's original March Madness.
That's all right. And you got to tell the fans the story about the 1-0 playoff game.
But we'll get there. Here's a 3 on the way from Johnson. That one's too strong, pulled down by Morgan State. A chance for them to try to get the scoreboard back in their favor. Lawson splits the defense, goes inside. First shot is missed. Another jump ball. Jaden Martin had that one packed back down into his hands.
Morgan is really pushing the pace on the offensive end, but great defense that time by the Bison. And that last miss by Johnson, I know Coach Blakeney would love to get that one back. He had a wide open shot. Johnson's a pretty good shooter.
Simpkins off the jab. Posts that one and left it short. Might have been blocked. Marcus Dockery, unafraid to pull from anywhere on the floor. Shockley Okeke draws the contact after the pump fake.
And Harper, even though he's not scoring a lot yet, he's doing an excellent job of rebounding and getting the transition game going. He's either pushing it himself or making the advanced pass, which is what Howard likes to do. They want to play in transition to see if they can get the quick transition 3-point shot.
Cameron Shockley Okeke to the line here. Left that one short. Howard as a team, with as many 3-pointers as they put up, you wouldn't think that they would be as great from the free throw line as they are, but they shoot about 74%.
And Okeke shooting right at 66%. Another lefty. Howard has quite a few lefties.
Makes 1 of 2. And after a quick breather on the bench, Jaron Johnson back in.
Shockley Okeke. Howard showing some full court pressure, really trying to stay locked in on Cameron Hobbs. That's Gill's defensive assignment.
Lawson inside. Here's Will Thomas. Thomas looking for the step through. Beautiful move.
Oh, excellent footwork that time by Thomas.
And pushing quickly. Here's Blake Harper. Called for a travel here. Harper's
He was
pleased about it.
No, he was looking, get ready to go to the free throw line. What? You kidding me? I'm Blake Harper, man. You don't call that on me.
But just another Another moment there just to show how uncanny he is to be able to draw fouls.
He's excellent. He knows the game. He has a great understanding of the game from what I've been told by Coach Blakeney.
Thomas, jumper, this is for 2 inside the arc, and it's good.
And he felt like he got fouled, yeah.
Got hit on the elbow, still able to put it in. Johnson, back outside. Spots contested triple. Oh, right in the face of Jaden Martin.
And he's shooting right at 34%, 35%. Again, this is what Howard is going to do. They're going to live and die by the three-point ball.
Lawson to Hobbs, turning the corner baseline. That shot's no good. I tell you what, every time Cameron Hobbs leaves the floor, I'm almost assured that shot is going in for him. Dockery is able to drop up the no-look pass inside for Robbins. First shot missed, second one blocked away, and he loses it out of bounds. Morgan State able to cycle the defense and stop the easy 2.
I tell you, that was a great defensive play by Morgan State, because there was a nice baseline drive by Dockery. Drop off the little bunny, but it got blocked.
Bison started this game. They were shooting about 60%. They're now just 8 of 22. Morgan State not much better, 13 of 36. 1-point lead for the Bison. A lot of contact there for Oliver. He's going to go to the line here for 2 shots as we are winding our way down the end of the first half. Narrow lead for the upper seed. Howard trying to make it a semifinal Friday for a 3rd consecutive year. Gorgeous look at Norfolk, Virginia. Always a gracious host of the MEAC tournament. I look forward to coming here every year. Love walking around downtown. Coach, a few blocks away from here, there's MacArthur Mall. There's a little art installation outside of there that lights up when you walk underneath it. Beautiful city to visit. You got to get up here to Norfolk for the tournament.
Love the seafood here.
Seafood here is unmatched.
Yeah, I love the seafood here.
Seafood up in D.C. and Baltimore. Also one match.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I love my blue crabs. I lived in Washington for 11 years when I coached at Howard.
That's Coach Cy Alexander. I'm Jonathan Duran. Got family in the D.C. area. I tell you what, every time I think about visiting them, the one memory I always have is everybody going out to the wharf, buying some crab.
Yeah, and then you're going to Saturday afternoon.
Going out to the backyard, putting the newspaper down, getting a hammer, and cracking the crab.
Let's get it done.
Got to get to it with some Old Bay seasoning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You talking my language now, Jonathan.
Aaron Oliver trying to push Morgan State forward, but unable to translate there with the free throw.
And that was their first miss.
Able to make that one. Howard has only made 8 field goals in this first half, but the free throw line is what has kept them in it. They knocked down 13 free throws in these first 16 minutes.
And there was a high double screen action. Again, Harper knowing how to draw the foul. They used some misdirection action that time. They brought Harper off a high double stagger, then reversed and brought him right back so he could utilize his strong hand. Here you see it now. This is the second screen right there. Excellent offensive set coming out of the timeout for Harper.
I just wanted to point out there, Karen Oliver getting up and walking away as fast as he could. And I'm pretty sure I could read his lips from across the way. With his arms out, he said, "I didn't even do anything."
Right.
Blake Harper buys himself 2 more free throws, and he makes the first. And
as you see, Coach Brodus,
agitated Coach Brodus,
shaking his head on that call.
Just 1 of 2 from the line for the Bison. 2 of their last 12 field goal attempts.
Strong rebound that last time by Martin.
Oliver into the defense, lost the handle on it. Hill gets credit for the steal. And now he has the ball surging up the floor.
That's a
right
charge.
to the defense. That will be a charge. He called that one.
I called that one. Yeah, that was a charge. I didn't mean to be a referee, but that was pretty obvious.
That's his second team foul, number 9 for the Bison.
Great foot movement that time by Kyron Oliver. And he showed his enthusiasm for being able to draw that offensive foul.
Kyron Oliver, that was really a prove-it situation for him. He felt like he had drawn the charge last time down the floor.
Right.
And this time he hustled. He said, I'm going to prove to you that I'm at the spot. Give me my charge.
There you go.
Morgan State looking for a way to pull in front and try to hold the lead before the midway point. Thomas pump fakes and drives. 1 foot floater blocked away by Shockley Okeke. Thomas tries it again. He'll go up and under for 2.
What a great offensive move that time by Thomas.
Jaden Johnson pushes up the floor quickly. Takes it himself.
Right back at you.
And now this game opening back up again. This is full throttle basketball. Hobbs left that one off the heel of the iron. And now it's the Bison's turn to respond. Harper wending his way through. Brought down by Robbins.
Good ball movement.
Pass. Shockley Okeke connects.
Excellent ball movement that time by the Howard University Bison. They made the good pass to the great pass to the good shot.
The Howard bench loving it. The Howard fans loving it. Morgan State shuffling around, and they're not happy with what's happened these last few offensive possessions.
Great rebound. Kicked it out. 1, 2, 3 passes. Bingo. 3-pointer in the bucket.
Cameron Shockley Okeke hits the 3. His second of the night. He and Jaden Johnson both have a pair. Bison team that loves to shoot the 3 early and often.
And if Johnson and Shockley Okeke keep it going, look for at some point Dockery to really get it going. Because right now he's 0 for 2 from the 3 line, and he is shooting for the year. Let's see.
Marcus Dockery from downtown, 40.5%.
Yeah, right, 40.5%.
Cameron Shockley Okeke not afraid to let it fly. Earlier this year, he knocked down 6 in a game. He's well on his way tonight.
Howard doing a good job in their matchup zone now.
Newton, his 3 is good, and he holds that gooseneck as he backpedals down the floor.
Nice follow through that time by Newton.
And it's back to a 1-point game with under 2 to play in the first 20. Blake Harper in isolation. He's able to fight his way through for 2. That's easy for him.
That's easy money, man. That's a big-time move right there.
It's not often that you see teams run an ISO set, and even more so for a freshman.
Right. And he understands how to play, understands how to use the bounce and use his body.
Huge block inside by Calvin Robbins Jr. That is the 7th rejection for the Bison tonight.
A lot of enthusiasm on that Howard sideline. Assistant coaches, players all got up on that last defensive play.
Hobbs, quick release, triple, puts it away. Cameron Hobbs has that Steph Curry-like release. He's able to just leave the floor and flick it to the rim.
Really quick, really quick. Another ISO for Harper.
Harper back to the bucket, turns, off glass, no. Robbins, second chance, no. Third chance inside, and a foul this time for Jaden Johnson.
Great offensive rebounding by the Bison. 3 opportunities, the ball just would not fall, but they kept at it. Johnson ends up going to the free throw line. Right here, there's the ISO, miss, follow. There's Johnson.
3 offensive rebounds, 4 chances at the 10.
3 for $1.
Jaron Johnson will shoot 2 free throws, and he misses the first. First trip to the line for him. An 87.5% shooter so far this season. Able to make that one.
I had Howard earlier this year at the Atlanta Classic in Atlanta, and Harris, who was the projected preseason player of the year, was in that ball game, and another guy, Dom Campbell. They've had an inordinate amount of injuries this year, which really have taken a top 1 or 2, 3 team in the MEAC and kind of dropped them down to that 4, 5, 6 range.
Team that went 7-7 in league play, but won 8 games at home in the Burr this season. But for Howard, they made some headlines earlier this year, and they weren't really in a way that they would have really chosen for it to happen. Upset by Morehouse in Bowie State.
Yes, and those are 2 games as a coach. When you're scheduling non-conference games, you are expecting those to be wins. And I know the coach was very upset that you put those 2 Division II schools on your schedule. At home, you are definitely expecting to get W's out of those games. Plus, you probably had to pay a guarantee, too.
Morehouse proving to be one of the best teams at the D2 level, one of the best in the SIAC as well.
Right, no doubt.
63 seconds left to go here in this first half. Oregon State turns it over on the inbound. Rob Lawson just lost the handle on it. Shockley Okeke straight away. That is now his 3rd triple tonight.
Nice transition 3 by Shockley Okeke. Big out-of-bounds mistake by the Morgan Bears.
3 to respond. Off the right side, rebounded by Shockley Okeke. Couple of possessions left here in this first half. Stick with us at the break. Have some great interviews coming up and a look around the bracket and over our first half stats.
Great pass.
Robbins fouled as he heads to the window.
Nice cut by Robbins. Excellent find by Harper. And they're doing a lot of ISO clearouts right now for Harper to let him utilize his skills both as a scorer and a passer.
So Robbins at the line here. As I mentioned earlier, came from Kenwood Academy. Coach, you wanted me to bring this up. The Elite 8 on Monday within the IHSA, Class 1A. Number 1 seeded Pecatonica High School taking on Eastland. No shot clock. Eastland held on to the ball for nearly the entirety of the first quarter. It took a 1-0 lead, went on to win that game 36-31.
In overtime.
In regulation. But they'll be heading down to play at State Farm Arena, formerly Assembly Hall, in Champaign for the state championship.
Right. I'll tell you what, when you're talking about 1-0, that reminds me of the legendary coach from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill Tar Heels, Dean Smith, when he would run the 4 corners growing up in North Carolina. Had a chance to watch Coach Smith execute the 4 corners, and the originator of the 4 corners was the late Coach John McClendon, formerly of North Carolina Central University.
6 seconds left in the half. Inside, Titan Newton swatted at the window, but they'll call a foul against Howard.
Nice curl action that time by the Morgan State Bears to create the foul situation as you get Newton at the line, Tywan Newton. And he's done a good job off the bench, really is giving them energy.
So Titan Newton at the line here to trim this deficit. A lot of backspin on that one, but not the distance.
Yeah, you can see it was short when it left his hands. Let's see if the Bisons have a home run play with 3.9 seconds that they work on in practice.
Newton gets a kind roll to bounce that one through. Here we go, final 3.9. Here's Johnson, up the floor for Gill. Gill lets it go in time. That is just a little bit off target. A 3-point advantage for the upper-seeded Bison of Howard University. Trying to dance for a 3rd consecutive season. They got 20 more minutes to do it. 44-41, Howard leads. We'll be back with our halftime show here from Scope Arena. This is the 2025 MEAC Men's Basketball Tournament.
see.
After 20 minutes, it's Howard leading Morgan State 44-45. Day 2 of the MEAC tournament as we are going through our second round of quarterfinal games. Halftime here, Jonathan Duran here inside Scope Arena, and I am pleased to be joined by Sydney Satchel.
Hello.
Howard University grad.
Yeah.
And not just that, have represented Team USA, and what's that around your neck right there?
Just a little Paralympic gold medal. Just something I casually have brought to the best tournament in the nation. Yeah.
The best representing at the best tournament in the nation.
I like the
right
way you
now.
said that.
You were able to win the gold in volleyball at
Yes.
the Paralympics.
Yes.
What was that experience like for you?
Absolutely incredible. I mean, there's nothing like it. I grew up, my childhood dream was to be the best athlete I could possibly be, and being able to do that at the Paralympic level, right, was absolutely incredible. It's something that I cannot have yet to be able to describe in words, but I sit here still in awe of what happened last summer.
You know, as an athlete, it's always fun to look at everybody else and see how they excel. What has it taken for you to reach the level that you've gotten to?
I mean, I cannot tell my story, how I got to this point without Jesus Christ, without my faith, without relying on that. I mean, to be able to go from playing lacrosse at Howard University to be 22 and lose a limb, and then to be able to be here with so much joy, I cannot say that without that. And ultimately, my family and friends. I know I feel like everybody who sits in this seat says that, but it is so true that it is family and friends that keep this smile and this personality going, for sure.
You mentioned representing Howard in lacrosse. Few people know that Howard has a championship in soccer as well.
Yeah.
What was it like being able to represent Howard in lacrosse, in a sport that's not really known at the HBCU level?
No, for sure. So grew up in Connecticut. Lacrosse is very normalized. But the fun fact, even about my story, is my aunt, big shout out to Shari Anderson, was on the inaugural team at Howard University for their women's lacrosse. And so I grew up following them around, going to games, running around, and really being engulfed in the sport. And so it was very natural for me to make that transition and make that my priority sport. And so, man, if you have not been and seen the growth of lacrosse in HBCUs, please go check us out, because it's been amazing just to see their growth and their journey.
You have been working and continuing your legacy, a gold medal to go along with that, and that legacy is going to continue at Howard. You've got something named after you there.
Man, let me tell you something. The fact, I mean, who dreams of having their name on an award in the university that means so much to them? And so I have this really amazing pleasure to have the Sydney Satchel Award for perseverance to be my namesake. Humbly, one of the second highest award in our athletic department, and we year after year for the last several years have been able to give that away to student athletes, current student athletes who have experienced life coming to their door unexpectedly, and then being able to continue to maintain grades, maintain attitude, and to persevere ultimately. So it is my honor to have this award. And the really cool thing about this award is that it was in my name before I got the gold medal.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so that's the real pleasure for me. For all of those athletes who are like, man, I didn't win the championship, I didn't do the thing. There is something super special about character, about faith, about perseverance, that you can achieve some really cool things even without the championship. But also. Yeah.
We've had an opportunity to talk about your legacy, but let's talk about your future.
Wow.
3 years from now,
yes,
Olympics are coming here.
Yes, the Olympics and the Paralympics are going to be stateside, and I think I'm still basking off of Paris before we jump right into LA 2028. And so I can't really speak about what will happen, but definitely enjoying sport, definitely enjoying all of the eyes, the attention, the resources, the media being showed to the Paralympic movement. And so I can't be prouder to sit next to you and have this conversation.
All right, so before we get you out of there, I got to ask you, what was your favorite experience about being an Olympian? How cool is that?
to be a Paralympian, man, it is. One part of me wants to say it was the fresh baguettes and the croissants in the village, but the like professional athlete, brand part of me is like, yes, having my family there, having my first prosthetist there, having one of my high school teachers, my first volleyball coach being there. And so I have two highlights of being in Paris as a Paralympian, and ultimately being able to be here at this tournament and show men and women of all ages that if you get in a situation where you have to lose your limb or your life changes, there is something super beautiful, and that you can absolutely enjoy the journey, and that there is some light at the end of the tunnel.
Paralympic gold medalist in volleyball, Sydney Satchel, Howard University grad. So happy to have you with us. Go ahead and party on.
Yes. Thank y'all. Love you. Peace out.
All right. We'll be back for more here from Scope Arena. Howard with the narrow 3-point lead for Howard at the break, 44-41. A look back at the first half here. The Bison started hot, fell cold, but have been getting it done from the free throw line, and that's how they hold their lead.
I tell you what, and give Morgan State credit. They've been attacking. In fact, both teams have really been attacking on the offensive end, really pushing the pace, getting good shots. Both teams shooting right at 37% from the field. As you just stated, the difference in the game is the free throws, but right now it's such a close game. Anything goes in this second half.
Oregon State knocked down 16 field goals in the first 20 minutes of play. Howard hit 15 free throws.
Went to the line 23 times because they kept attacking. And again, you got Blake Harper, who knows how to create foul situations. So I'm really looking forward to who can control the tempo better in the second half.
And look at the stats there. Howard leading and rebounding. Second chance points, Morgan State leads, but Howard has dominated the paint with 7 blocks. Second half, next, here on ESPN+. The Elite Eight of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference being slowly whittled down to 1. We are in our second day of quarterfinals. Howard leads Morgan State 44-41. And time will start to tick now in the second half. With Coach Cy Alexander, I'm Jonathan Duran. Welcome inside Scope Arena here in Norfolk, Virginia. This is the 2025 MEAC Men's Basketball Tournament.
Let's see who can take control over these first 5 minutes in the second half, Jonathan.
Darren Johnson pass taken away. Here comes Lawson. A nice fast break pass. He finds Cameron Hobbs. And oh my goodness, Howard is going to turn the ball over. Ayodele Taiwo stepped over the end line.
What a bad mental mistake. What a bad way to start the second half for the Bison.
So Morgan State is going to get an extra possession here. It's off of a mental error that you see very rarely.
Right, at this level, you're talking about in this crucial time in the second half of a tournament game, you cannot have a mental mistake breakdown like that.
Cameron Hobbs hit the layup on the fast break to start the second half. Will Thomas rises for 3 and hits.
Good shot preparation that last time by Thomas. Held his follow through. Can the three-pointer.
So the Bison looking for a way to respond. Shockley Okeke, he already has 3 trays tonight. Harper double teamed. Step back jumper inside the arc. Too strong.
Tell you what, Morgan is really, really active right now on the defensive end. Contesting every shot. Giving second and third efforts. But a nice deep 3 by Gill. And he's hustling right away to pick up Hobbs.
That extra pass in the corner. Anwar Gill gets his first triple tonight. The 6th of the game for the Bison.
As you can see, Gill is just trying to deny. And he did a good job that time. Got his hand on the ball.
Harper rises for 3 in the corner. That's too strong. Now an outlet pass ahead for Lawson. Pump fakes, draws the foul.
Nice run out that time. Vance pass, Hobbs to Lawson.
That goes against Jaron Johnson, his first. Team foul number 1 in the second half, and Morgan State running up and down the floor here. 13th in the nation in fast break points.
As you see, pushing it ahead. Nice little show head fake to create the foul for Mr. Lawson.
So here is Rob Lawson out of Capitol Heights, Maryland. Makes the first of 2.
Coming into the game, averaging right around 8 points a game.
Lawson so far in this game, just a 3-point so far, but he's dished out 4 assists.
Played a solid floor game, really trying to get the ball to all of his teammates. Nice free throw for him that time. Cans 2 for the Bears.
So Morgan State pulls back in front by 1. Marcus Dockery on the step back, left it flat. Rebound brought down by Morgan State. Lawson able to fly through for 2.
As the Bears have their transition offense in hot gear right now.
Howard sprints back up the floor quickly. Harper double teamed as it knocked out of bounds. Lawson is trying to say that it went off of Harper's leg. Pretty close. Morgan State right now has really just been junking up the offense for Howard. They've been forcing them to take shots, long rebounds that have turned into fast breaks.
Doing a good job of contesting, hand in the air, contesting every shot and then pushing it, allowing Howard only 1 shot. Really doing a good job on the boards right now at halftime. It was a 21-24 Bison lead as far as rebounds were concerned.
Floater inside, blocked away. And credit to the block for Anwar Gill. Howard is 1 for 4 from the perimeter to start the second half as Gill goes straight into the paint and he draws the blocking foul.
As you can see, both teams are still attacking, trying to touch the paint in every offensive possession. Here's Gill right here. Coming downhill, creating the foul situation. It's 3 for 4 so far tonight from the charity stripe.
Anwar Gill, one of the best assist makers for the Bison. Serves up just shy of 4 helpers per night. And right now, he's one of the top scorers in this game. He joins now Cameron Hobbs and Blake Harper with 11.
And another lefty.
Gill now stands alone as this game's top scorer with 12 points. Brings his team within 1.
And you got balanced scoring on the other side for the Morgan State Bears. Really very balanced offense. Oh, nice cut.
Inside Simpkins, great vision from Daniel Akatobi.
Great hollow passing, nice cut by Thomas.
Anwar Gill driving in, tries the up and under, but it goes back outside the perimeter. Dockery quickly covered. The zone from Morgan State giving Howard fits. Gill, charge, offensive foul. And that's his 3rd now.
Great defense by Will Thomas. Not only is he a very good offensive player, but he's getting it done on the defensive end tonight. Watch this.
You see, he got his elbow out there. He draws the offensive foul. Anwar Gill is going to remain on the floor, but keep an eye on him. 3 fouls now.
Yeah, he's got to play smart not to get that 4th one with 16:35 to go. Little X action.
Simpkins takes a lot of contact, swatted away Taiwo. That ends up as an assist for Cameron Hobbs.
He didn't hesitate. Nice shot preparation, had his feet set, held his follow through, knock down the three-pointer.
And everybody here wearing blue and orange is on their feet. Harper pump fakes twice. There's Dockery in the corner. Gill on the cross-court pass. Short. Over the window, out of play. And it's the Bison who haven't scored in the last 2.5 minutes. Bears outscoring Howard 14-5 here in the second half. A 6-point lead as Cameron Hobbs sends the Bears surging forward. North Carolina Central Championship will be on Saturday afternoon. MEAC tournament happening right now. Conference tournaments happening all across the nation as Champ Week continues here on the ESPN family of networks. I always have so much fun watching what happens. The actual madness of March. Win or go home.
Survive and advance. That's what you play for 3 months. November, December, January, February to get to March. Oh, what a...
Cameron Hobbs, he is automatic.
He's beginning to light it up right now. He has 14, well, that makes 16. Again, Morgan has been really, really active in their half-court zone.
Dockery finally hits the second three in the second half from Oregon State. They had missed their last 4 the Bison had.
They really needed that bucket.
Still a lead from Oregon State to go inside. Akatobi running baseline. Last touch by Howard.
As Simpkins was really pushing that ball last time for the Morgan State Bears. There's a nice baseline runner and a nice three-pointer by Dockery. Another lefty.
Inbound goes for Thomas. Driving to his left. Opens himself up. And he's able to fade his way through 4 Bison defenders.
Excellent footwork that time by Will Thomas.
Put on a magic act inside there.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Shockley Okeke draws the blocking foul here. Thought it was going to be another one where they got him with the arm extended, but it's a foul against Will Thomas, his first. And the second for Morgan State. Excuse me, Thomas with his second. Anwar Gill guarded closely by Newton. Dockery in the corner, won't take that time. He slips on the floor and somehow doesn't travel, but he gives it up. Here's Hobbs, up and under, missed. The tap missed also inside. Now a chance for Howard to run. Robbins to Dockery. Step back, it's for 2. It's good for 2.
Good ball movement that time by the Bisons in transition. And Dockery canned the jump shot.
Looked a little frustrated. He thought he got himself behind the line. It's 2 points.
Excellent team basketball. Run some
team within 5.
Morgan is running some split action from the top of the circle.
And Will Thomas offered up the wild shot as he was being fouled. That's going to go against Blake Harper. He gets his first. Excuse me, Harper's second. And this is in the act of shooting. And Morgan State, while they didn't go to the line as often as Howard did in the first half, still went there. We're 6 of 8. Now they're 8 of 10.
And this is Thomas's first time at the line. He's really played a very steady game today for the Bears. Has 9 points and really been very active both on the offensive and defensive end.
Second free throw is short, pulled down by Robbins. Morgan State up by 6. We're looking at what has been one of the highest scoring games we've seen so far here in this men's tournament. And still with the majority of the second half to go, the numbers are going to go even higher. Johnson to Harper. Shockley Okeke able to evade. Here's Dockery right side. Missed the 3. A lot of passing from the Bison. Ends up with a jumper for 2 from Blake Harper.
Excellent ball movement that time by the Bison.
Howard climbing the mountain one more time here. Hobbs, that's for 3.
Oh, bingo! Don't be so mean, little fella.
Cameron Hobbs, he is the ultimate playground ball player, and I don't mean that derisively. He's able to find his shot anywhere, anytime, no matter what.
He's unconscious.
Shockley Okeke to Dockery. Bison trying to ride Dockery to a win in the second half, and he's able to find Shockley Okeke wide open inside.
Excellent pocket pass from Dockery to Shockley Okeke.
Will Thomas with 12 points, Cameron Hobbs with 19. That dynamic duo, a total of 31. They combined for 69 in one game earlier this year. Hobbs had 40. He left that one short. He hit a dagger to down North Carolina Central in Baltimore. Blake Harper draws the foul as he was trying to charge his way to the rim. And that's going to go against Will Thomas. He gets his 3rd.
Nice Euro step that time by Blake Harper. Coming back to the left hand. Just really understands angles as far as how to create contact. His 7th trip to the charity stripe.
Blake Harper, 5 for 6 so far today. A reminder, Harper has made over 200 free throws this year. 2nd in free throw attempts with 255, just 19 behind the player in front of him. And he's made 209 entering this game. Tack on 6 more, 215 free throws as a freshman.
That's being special, without a question. That's why he was able to be named both the Rookie of the Year and the Player of the Year in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference.
The first time that has happened, I went to go research it to double check it. A lot of times, Coach, and you'll know this also, the player that's been named Rookie of the Year, an award that started in the early 90s within this conference, a lot of times they'd go on to be named Player of the Year in their sophomore season and sometimes multiple times in their career.
Mm-hmm. But never a freshman in his first year being named both.
So he has a rare opportunity to be a 3-time, possibly more, MEAC Player of the Year winner. Daniel Akatobi inside from Morgan State shakes his way to the baseline.
Nice move by Akatobi. Playing with a lot of confidence today.
Anwar Gill sends it out to Shockley Okeke.
Good ball movement.
Gill off the jab, bottled up on the baseline. 15 seconds. Bison almost turn it over. Now they do. Cameron Hobbs by himself. Lays it up and almost, but not quite. Daniel Akatobi.
That ball with Hobbs went all the way down in the bucket. I don't think I've ever seen a ball go that far down in the rim to actually come back out on a layup. That was incredible.
We got to check to make sure that Bugs Bunny isn't inside that rim there. Midway through the second half, 5-point lead, Morgan State. About midway through this second half, Morgan State leading Howard 65-60. The 4-5 matchup, just like the 8-9 in the big dance, always tightly contested, and we're seeing that again tonight here, Coach.
Two very evenly matched teams. It's going to come down to 2 or 3 things. One, who can continue to play defense at a high level. 2, who can make free throws. And 3, who can be disciplined and make the right play in the last 4 or 5 minutes. That's what this game is going to come down to, because it's going to be, I think, a game that's somewhere within the 5-point range as far as score is concerned.
Daniel Akatobi is at the free throw line here. First one is short on the line drive. That's his first miss
yes.
from the line tonight. Akatobi, a 70% shooter. Leading scorer in this game has come back on the floor for Howard, their leading scorer, I should say. Blake Harper, he has 15. But Cameron Hobbs has 19 for Morgan State. And he's a big factor of why they are winning this game at the moment.
Nice pressure that time by Morgan.
So Marcus Dockery is able to get to his spot on the floor. Howard just running up the floor and taking almost the first shot that they can, but you've got players like Marcus Dockery and Blake Harper who are able to make their own shots.
No pressure this time by the Bison. They falling back in the 2-3 zone. Really angling towards Harper.
Here's Rob Lawson. Lost it off his foot. Goes out of bounds back to the Bison.
And this is what has been hampering the Bears all year, making little mistakes that are unforced, that like the last one. Nice screen by Robin.
Bison operating around the perimeter, just 2 for 7 from downtown here. Harper lost it. Now 10 seconds, Dockery inside, and this time they do turn it over nearly. Johnson has it, left it short. And here comes Morgan State. Outscoring the Bison 25-18 here in the second half.
And a lot of that has to do with Cameron Hobbs.
Blocking foul here as Trent Edwards is going to head to the line. Gonna go against Calvin Robbins Jr. He gets his third.
And this will be Edwards' first time at the free throw line.
Sophomore from Lexington, Kentucky. Started 3 games this year, appeared in 54.
Shooting right at 64% from the field. These could be 2 big ones for him, for the Bears.
Free throw no good. They're shooting pretty well from the line here, 10 of 15. Free throws, as they say, win championships. Coach, you leave buildings like Burr Gymnasium and Hill Fieldhouse, which are smaller than here. How does it affect the shooting when you get into a large arena like this?
Well, once you come over and do a shoot around the day of the game or the day before the game, I don't really think it affects it that much, to be quite honest with you, because you've played, most of these teams have played Power 5 schools that have arenas 10,000 seat or better, you know, in the non-conference play. So it's not like this first time they've been in this size arena. And as a coach, you don't want to harp on that either.
Harper turns it over. Hobbs 3 on the move.
And the bank is open.
And a timeout taken by Morgan State. The Bears are feeling it, trying to deny Howard a 3-peat opportunity. Cameron Hobbs with 22, his 4th trade tonight, and the Bears trying to put the squeeze on the Bison.
Buffalo Wild Wings, 2 entrees, 2 sides, and 2 drinks.
The party is on here in Norfolk, Virginia. The 2025 MEAC basketball tournament homecoming theme this year is walking around downtown Norfolk, down Monticello Avenue. They've got a block party set up. This has been fantastic.
HBCU basketball at its best. The MEAC 2025 MEAC tournament.
All right, Coach, I got to ask you, besides Smith Hammond Middleton Memorial Center, what was one of your favorite places to visit while you were coaching in the MEAC?
Oh, let's see. It's funny that I really liked going down to Florida A&M because they had a really nice arena. One of the best arenas in the league at the time, and the weather was always good.
Weather was always good. Blake Harper hits it for 2. Yeah, the Lawson Center.
Yeah, exactly, the Lawson Center.
Seats about 10,000.
Right, it's a big-time arena.
As Cameron Hobbs stays hot. For those of you that haven't been to the Lawson Center, it's a court inside a bowl of orange and green seats
right,
with the largest coiled rattler that you'll see in your life painted at midcourt. Shockley Okeke through 2, can't hit. Rebound pulled away by the Bison. Simpkins gets it.
Oh, great pass.
Ahead to Akatobi. Cameron Hobbs was trying. He was trying to make the big play. He was looking dead ahead at Will Thomas, and he tried the no-look pass to Akatobi.
Excellent thought, poor execution.
Cameron Hobbs with 24 in this game, making a case for him to be an all-tournament team member. Johnson, his pass errant, intercepted by Will Thomas.
It's money time right now, Jonathan. You've got to not have turnovers, and you've got to step up and make plays from the free throw line.
Will Thomas back to the bucket. Cutting pass inside, knocked away by the Bison. It'll go out of bounds. 12 seconds to fire for Morgan State, up by 8.
Nice idea again by Will Thomas on the back cut. Just better defense by the Bison.
Gill back in for Johnson.
I think that's a great substitution for the Bison. Gill has done an excellent job as it relates to trying to deny Hobbs. And I know they're going to be looking to hit. He has the ball right now.
Hobbs with 5. Matched with Dockery. Long distance. Hello, Cameron Hobbs.
He's got a laser stroke going right now, folks. He is on fire.
His 5th from the perimeter tonight. And the pressure continuing to build from Morgan State. Harper inside. Another near giveaway. Staying with it was Shockley Okeke, and he watched that one hang on the cliff and turn away.
The rim was unkind that time for Shockley Okeke.
Cameron Hobbs, what do you have for us now? Slips on the floor and keeps it alive for a squad.
16 on the shot clock.
This time it's Titan Newton. Fadeaway right elbow. Missed off the left side. Anwar Gill will take it himself up the floor. Out to Shockley Okeke. Harper won't take the control.
Great pass.
Inside Gill, extra pass, reverse, plus the foul. It's there.
That kind of play can give you some momentum. Great pocket pass, very unselfish play by the Bison. Could possibly end up in a 3-point opportunity.
Miles Stewart, and 1.
Buffalo Wild Wings, 2 entrees, 2 sides, and 2 drinks for $19.99? Deal that good makes me glad I brought a date.
Wow, beat-ups pick 6 for $19.99.
Cameron Hobbs has piled up 27 points with the squad in blue and orange.
Tell you what, he's a bucket waiting to happen.
And he is just electric anywhere he goes on the floor, including this shot. A shot that was blocked inside, and he just catches it and lets it fire from the corner. That's one of the most impressive threes that I have seen in a long time.
I tell you, he's a bucket waiting to happen, and the more he makes shots, the bigger that rim gets, and his confidence just explodes. Look for him to be outstanding over the last 6:57 to go in this ball game.
That's Coach Cy Alexander. I'm Jonathan Duran. Hello from Scope Arena here in Norfolk, Virginia. Miles Stewart able to convert the and 1. He hit the reverse layup. He was fouled by Daniel Akatobi. Akatobi picked up his 3rd for the Bears. He is now in foul trouble along with Will Thomas. They both have 3. For Howard, it's Robbins and Gill, both with 4.
Oh, nice pass.
Inside, Akatobi obliges the finish.
Give a lot of credit to Will Thomas on the drive and the little dish.
Gill spinning to the paint. Goes back out, Harper. Free throw line, Jay, short. Rebound hunted down by the Bears. Simpkins fires this one up the floor and draws the blocking foul from Blake Harper. Amari Simpkins was doing anything he could. He saw Daniel Akatobi by himself, and he said, I got to get it to him no matter what.
Actually, that was a great foul because it stopped almost a sure two-point layup for Akatobi. And they are not in the bonus yet, so they get the ball out of bounds on the side.
Not in the bonus yet, but that is the 6th committed by Howard. So Morgan State effectively in the bonus for the rest of the night.
Right.
And Blake Harper picks up his 3rd of this contest.
You got a 10-point lead. And see, right now, Jonathan, if I'm coaching the Morgan State Bears, in timeouts, I'm letting the guys know 2 things. One, you're not only playing Howard right now, you're playing the clock. You want to have poise and patience, and the one thing Morgan is they like to just get up and down. But right now, you might have to take it out of 4th gear and put it in 3rd gear and utilize some shot clock, especially with a 10-point lead.
Akatobi directs traffic. Lawson can't hit the jumper on the baseline. And here comes Howard up the floor quickly. Jaron Johnson to Gill. Now here's Johnson for 3. Rebound brought down by Morgan State, and they will slow things down.
And that's smart on Lawson's part. You know, take your time, utilize a little clock, move the ball, attack, and get to the 1-and-1.
Simpkins, stutter step, pass inside for Akatobi. Doesn't even need to put it on the floor to get 2 points.
That's big-time basketball right there.
Gill inside. Posts this one, it's no good. And the Bison having issues offensively everywhere here in the second half. Just 8 of 20.
You now have a 12-point lead, 5:19 to go. Handle pressure. Move the basketball. Get into your set.
Lob inside for Akatobi. Lost the handle on it. And he's going to walk to the line.
Morgan is executing like a team right now that wants to know how to close the game out. And I'm sure this is very pleasing. Here you go right here. A nice little up pass. Akatobi's going to the line. 5 of 6 tonight so far. I'm sure Coach Brodus is very pleased with what he's seeing right now. Now the other thing, 5 to the glass we used to talk about. Allowing 1 shot and 1 shot only. Nothing stupid. Play smart. Play discipline. Play with poise. Play with confidence down the stretch. Make your free throws.
And free throws are important, as both of these coaches will be looking on. We talked about it earlier that this is a DC versus DC matchup. Coach Brodus played for Paul Lawrence Dunbar in Montgomery Blair High School and out in Silver Spring. And Coach Blakeney for Howard played for DeMatha Catholic, played for Naismith Hall of Fame coach Morgan Wooten. We're telling you about how DC and Coach Blakeney is. He was interviewed last year going to the NCAA tournament. They asked all 68 coaches what you're listening to in your pregame. Coach Blakeney said he's listening to the Backyard Band. Drive from Gill.
Great block.
Inside. That's Jaden Martin. Now Lawson off the Euro step. It's not there for him. Rebound pulled down by Howard. They'll sprint back up the floor.
Big miss that last time on the layup by Lawson.
Pass does find its way tipped to Blake Harper. He floats it in with the left hand.
A nice runner by Harper.
Amari Simpkins trying to beat everybody back up the floor. Sends it through the hands of his teammate. There's 4.5 to go, and Coach Brodus not happy.
That's just what I was talking about. See, right now, you want to just take that ball and dribble it right back out to half court. Whether you score or not, you utilize some clock. Get it under 4. But you just rushed it, had a turnover, and now Howard has another opportunity to cut into a 11-point lead, get it into single digits.
Those are decisions that allow teams to make comebacks.
That's exact. In this, survive and advance. Play smart. Be disciplined. Play with poise. You control the game right now. You're in the 1-and-1. 5 to the glass. Play defense.
Harper driving baseline. Swatted away by Akatobi inside.
Slow it up, slow it up.
And Harper took a spill up the floor, slow to get up. Morgan State playing with numbers.
That's great basketball right now on Hobbs' part.
Here's Will Thomas.
Good cut.
Cutting pass finds Robin.
Excellent basketball by the Morgan State Bears. Nice give and go action. Lawson finishes at the rim. Excellent. Winning basketball. Gets you to the semifinals.
Blake Harper draws the foul here, and this takes us to our final media timeout here in regulation. A 13-point advantage for Morgan State, looking for a 4th trip to the NCAA tournament. The price of admission for everybody inside this building. You see your leading scorers at the bottom of your screen. Cameron Hobbs with 27, Blake Harper with 19. These two teams met twice in the regular season. Only scored 363 combined points in both of those games.
I tell you what, high-scoring games, but what sweet revenge for the Morgan State Bears if they're able to pull the victory off tonight, because Howard got them twice during the regular season, and this is the one that means the most. So I used to say that if the team beat me 3 times during the regular season, during the year, then they were better than us.
Right.
And that was always what I thought. And nice handling of the pressure that time by the Bears. Will Thomas finishes at the rim.
Shockley Okeke in the corner. Can't get that one to go. Rebound brought down by Cameron Hobbs. He'll slow things down.
Hobbs been very, very smart right now. Very, very smart.
Double teamed. And sends them back out to Hobbs. The first meeting, it was 195. Howard won that one in Burr Gymnasium in D.C. Will Thomas fade away at the free throw line, elected short. Hobbs is there for it and punches this one back off the glass. The second meeting, another narrow contest, 87-81. Bison won that one at Hill Fieldhouse. Gill, 3-ball, falls from the right wing.
That's a big 3 for Gill. It's a big 3 for Gill. Shot that with a lot of confidence. As I watch Coach Kenny Blakeney really encouraging his team right now tonight. I see him saying, come on, come on. You know, he's trying to motivate these guys to believe that they can win. And the funny thing about it, Jonathan, is Howard comes into this game on a 4-game losing streak. And I've watched them play down the stretch where they've had leads for 32 minutes and could not finish, could not close. And a lot of that has to do with the lack of depth with some of the people that they have on the injury list.
And now it comes down to them. What can they do here in these closing moments? Have they learned their lessons from the regular season?
Right, right.
2 minutes and 43 seconds separates Morgan State with a trip to semifinal Friday.
Now you want to have your press break offense ready to work. If you're the Morgan State Bears, keep someone in the middle of the court so they can get it and look opposite and either attack or bring it back out and use clock.
Both teams have two timeouts remaining here in regulation as the Bears turn it over, and there's a layup there for Jaron Johnson. And Morgan State gives it up again. Wow. That full court pressure immediately paying dividends for the Bison.
And this is what Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I said earlier, this is what has been plaguing the Bears all year, being inconsistent at the wrong time. And right now they've got to be able to be disciplined. I know it's these 2 minutes and 28 seconds can't go quick enough for Coach Brodus.
Quick foul called against Amari Simpkins. That's his third. And right now, all the Bison players are looking up at the shot clock as time was continuing to tick away.
Right. But again, coming out of a timeout, you know what you're supposed to be doing because I'm sure the coach has drawn it up. And you have 2 consecutive turnovers. 2, not 1, 2. And potentially a third situation here where you go into the free throw line.
And it's foul number 6.
1 and 1, yes. Going to the free throw line. Now can Shockley Okeke, who's 1 for 2 tonight, I think he's at the line. Can he, close the deal from the free throw line to cut it to 8 with 2:17 to go in the second half?
I think we're going to take a moment here to
check the time on the clock.
And check the time here. It's foul number 6 against Morgan State. It's the final foul that they had to give before sending Howard into the bonus.
So they're not in the 1 and 1.
Not in the 1 and 1 quite yet.
Okay.
But right before that, right when the foul was called, there was some time that ticked away. So the referees are here trying to make sure that everything is correct. A 10-point lead for Oregon State right now. Coach, you talked about them being Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. What will it take for them to be winners? Yeah, there's 2:26 when it's whistled, and a full 9 seconds rolled off.
Rolled off the clock. They've got to correct that. But back to the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde theme. Right now, Coach Brodus is imploring his team to settle down, be fundamentally sound, catch ball strong, look it in your hands, catch it, and always having someone. When we used to run our press break offense, our team would have 3 outlets. If I had the basketball, then I would have 1, 2, 3. A guy on my wing, a guy directly in front of me, and a guy on my opposite wing. Have 3 outlets. Somebody always coming towards me. If I pass the ball to the left, then the guy in the middle would come towards me. The guy on the far end would come to the middle. So you always constantly have 3 potential outlets. That way you give yourself a chance not to panic. Not the panic versus the pressure. So these are the little things that I'm sure Coach Brodus is trying to employ his team right now. Right now you're playing, you cannot have a 3rd straight turnover coming out of this situation if Howard scores, because now all the momentum will be on the Bison side.
Oregon State have not been across half court
in a while.
Times they touched the ball. 2:27 remaining. Simpkins picked up his 3rd. Now here's Blake Harper on the baseline. They give it right back to Harper. Harper takes the contact, hits it, +1. And that is 6 points now, and almost 7 before Morgan State gets back across midcourt.
A tough call on Akatobi. But that's why this young man, Blake Harper, has received the accolades that he's receiving. He knows how to make plays in the clutch, and he's going to the line, having been 6 of 8 so far today. See if he can make a 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
He's able to make the free throw in a big development as he drew that foul from Daniel Akatobi. That was his 5th. Hobbs gets bottled up there. He draws the foul. It'll be 1 and 1. He goes against Anwar Gill. That's his 4th. So Daniel Akatobi, a big factor inside for the Bears. And he leaves this game with 14 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist.
And as crazy as this sounds, Hobbs, who has 27 points for the night, has not been to the free throw line tonight. His first time at the line, and it's 1 and 1, I think, or is it double bonus?
29 for Cameron Hobbs to go along with 7 rebounds, building a phenomenal resume. sure-handed shooter.
And he's got a unique style. He just gets the ball and shoots it. You know, most guys go through a routine of bouncing it 3 times, whatever the case may spin it. Kevin Durant shakes the shimmy shake.
Those are points number 30 and 31 for Cameron Hobbs.
A little token pressure by the Bears. Slow the Bison up a little bit.
Dockery around the screen, finds himself wide open. A nice little shade screen set at the top by the Bison. Full court press, Morgan State able to break it. Simpkins inside, Oliver waits, and he finally draws the foul. I thought he was going to get the call on the first hit from Robbins.
Yeah. He's got to stay disciplined. He's got to stay locked in. He seems to be a little frustrated right now on, I don't know what he's frustrated about. He's got the call. He's got to right now just calm down.
And so for the Bison, on their last 2 fouls, they've seen 2 players leave the game. Anwar Gill left with his 5th with 15 points, 4 boards, and 4 assists. And now Calvin Robbins is excused as well. 2 points, but 10 rebounds for the freshman.
Yes. A big game today for him.
Morgan State has sent in 5 different players from their bench. Howard has just used 3. First free throw was no good from Oliver.
And Oliver has just got to relax his mind. He went through a whole lot of emotional thoughts that last time. He's got to put that behind him. Hopefully he can make the second. There, he knocks it down.
He does. An 8-point lead for Morgan State. 105 seconds remaining here in regulation. Winner moves to semifinal Friday as Blake Harper takes the contact one more time. And he is continuing to just work his way to the line. These are free throws number 12 and 13 for him tonight.
And you've got to sit on his left hand. He's going left every time. He is right here. Sit on his left hand. And it's too late. If you play him straight up, you're never going to stop him from getting into his left. He's too quick and too strong and too savvy with the ball. If you sit on his left hand, meaning have your right foot defensively outside of his left hand, you at least make him hesitate. But when you try to defend him straight up, you're dead in the water.
First free throw is good. Blake Harper is now 11 of 12 from the free throw line here tonight. The Bison as a team 24 of 32, and they are sterling from the line here in the second half.
Watch some trapping type pressure from the Bison on the second make if he makes it.
10 for 10 Howard from the line in the second half. Timeout taken by Howard here. 30-second timeout, 6-point game. Still in reach for Howard.
What the coaches are talking about now, Coach Brodus is talking about his press break, where he wants the cuts coming from. Coach Blakeney is talking about hard pressure, anticipating like a defensive back, where the second pass is going to go and try to shoot the gap, see if you can get the steal, and then decide what guys they potentially will foul. They're going to not play the foul game too soon, see if you can get a steal first.
So the Bison using this timeout will now have 2 remaining in the second half. Morgan State has 2 as well. Foul situation you see on the scoreboard, Morgan State with 8, Howard with 9. The next foul from Howard will send Morgan State into the double bonus.
And that eliminates any pressure, as far as having to make the first one. You get, you're going to get 2 regardless. You see Morgan is set up in a stack press break. Well, actually a triple, because they put Thomas in line.
Howard has forced Morgan State into 6 turnovers here in the second half. Hobbs able to wind his way up the floor. A lot of the crowd asking for a travel, but they won't get it. And there's 2 shouts for it now. Thomas back inside, can't hold on to it. Here comes Howard. Dockery. About 75 seconds to go. Shockley Okeke rises to the occasion. It's a 4-point game with 71 seconds to go. Morgan State led by as many as 15 here in the second half.
Here's the replay. Big attacking, and you gotta step to the basketball. I can't quite see who that number was, but right now everything you do has got to be fundamentally sound. Nice finish at the rim by Shockley Okeke. Coach Blakely just used another timeout. Hard first trap. Anticipate the pass, shoot the gaps, and if you don't get anything, sprint out. Sprint out. You can play. You don't have to foul right now. You can play 25 seconds when you got 1:11. You can play the entire shot clock, well, 30 seconds actually, and you're only down 2 possessions. But right now, the initial thing is maximum effort defensively to try to create the first trap and then shoot the gap on the second one, backside sprint out, and then kind of run the tip drill.
So looking up at the scoreboard, I had to double check because I thought that I possibly might have been wrong. They still had 2 timeouts remaining for Howard, but that was their last timeout that they'd used. So they're out of timeouts now for these final minute and 11.
Well, he just had to talk through the whole 1 minute and 11, what you have to do, the strategy behind everything. You do this if we do this. You do this if we do this. Morgan is setting up in a triple stack.
Will be inbounded by Lawson. He's able to get it in for Hobbs. And the pressure's on now in the backcourt. Lawson sends it ahead and almost stepping over the backcourt line was Newton. But the Bison are going to pick it away no matter what. No! Jaron Johnson steps out of bounds. But instead, they will give Howard the ball.
The last 4 or 5 possessions have been turnovers for the Bears. That's the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Yeah, had a backcourt that they missed, actually. But right here, you're not handling the ball strong. You're being too casual. You can't have that. You see how casual he was with the basketball. Ended up losing it.
Morgan State has 60 seconds to avoid a very large collapse. Blake Harper trying to fell the house of cards. Drives in, puts it in. It's now a 2-point game. And now this scrambling defense from Howard all over the court. Hobbs gets through, 42 seconds to go.
You don't have to foul.
Hobbs strips. And a timeout taken immediately by Coach Brodus. And now the Bears have 1 remaining, and there just seems to be something going on from Morgan State. Howard might have put in a cheat code or something.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, I'm telling you what it is. You just never know what you're going to get with these guys because they're inconsistent in their discipline to be able to get things done. The last 3 minutes, they have not handled the pressure. They had the basketball 7 times. 4 of them have been turnovers. And the last one, before this last play, was inexcusable because the guy was just too casual with the ball.
Morgan State led by 15 in the second half at 86-71. Since then, it has been a 12-1 run.
And that
Excuse me, a 16. to 2 runs.
And that happens because, Morgan has been very inconsistent all year in being able to close out games.
Lawson inbounds for Oliver. Pass taken away by Howard. Blake Harper. Foul. No, not fouled. Jaron Johnson out to Dockery for the lead. Off the top of the window. Shockley Okeke, he'll try it. It's good! And the Bison are in front.
Unbelievable. 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 What a big shot by Shockley Okeke. What great, give Howard all the credit in the world for their defensive effort. They did not quit. Dr. Jekyll and Miss, here we go, here's the replay. Dockery misses, the ball hits the top of the backboard, a kick out. Shockley Okeke, who has been 3 for 6 tonight, is now 4 for 7, the biggest three-point shot of his career.
Shockley Okeke, 4 for 8 from the perimeter. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you watching, catching the MEAC madness, and this is March.
Anything goes.
A 1-point lead for Howard, who's on a 9-0 run right now over the last 86 seconds. The Bears have turned it over 3 times.
And see now, if you're Howard, you just want to play, you want to switch everything on defense, switch everything, foul to the glass, communicate and adjust, block out. And if I'm the Bears, I'm telling everybody to run a couple ball away from staggered screens to get Hobbs the basketball and everybody get to the baseline. 1-4 and let him go to work.
Whatever is going to happen in these final 16 seconds is going to happen between the boundary lines. Neither team has a timeout to use. Rob Lawson will send it in.
There it is right there.
We'll see what they'll do here with 12 seconds. Hobbs able to push it through the cut. Here comes Howard back up the floor. Down by 1. It goes to the corner. Johnson inside off the underside of the iron. Ball loose and time expires. Morgan State pulls the upset.
What a finish. What a finish. I said get the ball in Hobbs' hands. Coach got it in his hand. He took it to the rim and finished. What a finish to this first round MEAC tournament game between 2 Warriors, Howard University, and the victorious Morgan State Bears.
Morgan State gives up a 15-point lead in the second half and still finds a way to get that last shot. Cameron Hobbs puts on Superman's cape, puts in points 32 and 33, and sends his team to Friday.
What an excellent offensive performance by Cameron Hobbs. We called it out of the time, and I said, if you, Coach Brodus, get the ball in Cameron Hobbs' hands and let him go to work. Everybody else go to the board. If he misses, see if you can get a second shot. He didn't miss. Morgan comes away with a 1-point victory. 91-90. What a great first round game between 2 rivals. What a way to start this Thursday as we head into the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference final 2 days.
5 teams out of the 8 remaining, and by the end of the night we'll be down to 4. But Morgan State has punched a ticket to Friday. Thank you to the MEAC SIDs for all of their hard work, to the MEAC office and Cy Alexander and the rest of our production team. I'm Jonathan Duran. Thanks for joining us for this amazing MEAC game. We've got one more for you. Stick with us here at the 2025 MEAC Tournament.